G'day, I'm Dr. Philip Button from the Food Entrepreneurship Academy. Now here I am in Canberra, behind me, Parliament House. So I'm on top of Capitol Hill in Canberra, the Australian Capital Territory. Now in this particular video, or series of videos, what I want to start to do is try and draw the big links between important global challenges of our time and certain scientific disciplines. So the interplay between, say, for example, microbiology, food science, and in this case, in this particular video, climate change, as well as agriculture and those sorts of things. So basically, this video is all about the possibilities of climate change and the way that food science and microbiology can have an impact on slowly changing the nature of the global climate. So if we think back billions of years to the inhospitable environment of early Earth, very early Earth, just think back, we're talking about billions of years here. So at this particular time, the atmosphere of our planet was devoid of oxygen and anaerobic metabolism reigned supreme. However, it still happens today. Horizontal gene transfer by way of conjugation, transformation, and transduction between prokaryotic cells is postulated to have occurred, which was key to the atmospheric changes that occurred in the early Earth, which led to oxygenation of the atmosphere and those sorts of things. So it's thought that random horizontal transfer of genes for photosynthesis occurred in diverse groups of prokaryotes, resulting in the phylogenetically distant groups of photosynthetic microorganisms we see today. So if you think about this, and if this transfer of genes between microorganisms billions of years ago resulted in a drastic change from an anaerobic atmosphere to an aerobic atmosphere in a mere 1 to 10 million years, perhaps, just perhaps, we can engineer an atmospheric change of the so-called greenhouse gases. So think about that. However, to shorten the time frame from millions, which is not going to particularly help, humans in the context of the, rapid climate change that we see at the moment. So if we want to change that from millions of years to, a few human generations, it's going to take more than just random gene transfers, right? So alteration of human activity and a change of lifestyle will be essential. Really, really essential to reaching any targets for alteration of the composition of our planet's atmosphere. However, microorganisms could certainly give the process a substantial helping hand. However, this, if you think about it, this would really require strong global action, togetherness on a global scale that we haven't seen before, new government policies, action en masse, and a mindset shift across the globe to accept both the dire situation. So first of all, acknowledgement and acceptance of the dire situation we find ourselves in with regard to climate change, and the catastrophic outcome of our inaction, both physical inaction, but shifts in mindset, and our old ways of thinking. These unprecedented changes, if you want to put it that way, because that's a term that we've been hearing quite a lot lately during the pandemic. These unprecedented changes need unprecedented actions. And we must act now to stop the unprecedented changes our planet needs to maximize the longevity for humans, for generations to come. So while a change in lifestyle through reduction in fossil fuels, landfill volume, and livestock numbers is certainly one aspect, and a really key aspect of that, a mindset shift to recognize that we cannot tackle and achieve these enormous goals for the whole of humanity with the same approach, with the same mindset. By this, I mean, we need to let go of attachments and hold more trust in science, in scientists. Specifically in this context, a mindset shift to a general acceptance of genetically modified microorganisms. So without such a rapid and deliberate gene transfer, we're unlikely to result in microorganisms that will have the very specific, very targeted ability we need to potentially work on reducing the atmospheric content of carbon dioxide and methane, the two most problematic greenhouse gases. Think about it. If we are not able to have this effect, food production will struggle and food security is unlikely to diminish.